Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome once again to the Brooks Restorations Workshop, where today we're embarking on a new project, and that project is this. It's a 2006 Honda Civic Type R EP3 Premier Edition. It's the last of the line, the big hurrah for this car, and of course this is a hot hatch that's held in such high esteem amongst those who love Honda Civics and also just in generally love hot hatches as well. So what are we going to be doing on this car then? Well, there's quite a few things to get it back to its former glory, because although it's only done 78,000 miles, it's looking a bit sorry for itself. In terms of the mechanicals, we're going to be taking off the aftermarket exhaust manifold and decatted exhaust system which is on the car, both of which make it sound absolutely terrible. So we're going to be putting an OEM exhaust manifold back onto it after a bit of vapor blasting here in the workshop. We're going to be putting a sports cat on the car and then a different exhaust system from the catalytic converter backwards to hopefully make it sound a little bit nicer on a day-to-day basis. And then in terms of the exterior, the car needs a bit of paintwork done onto it because it's got a few dents and a few dings, so we need to have that professionally pulled out. So we're going to be having the car professionally detailed inside and out and getting it back driving and looking as good as it should do. So anyway, let's head over to Big Neil, shall we, and find out what the first port of call is on our Honda Civic Type R. All right, Dad, so first port of call then is exhaust manifold, right?
Yeah, let's have a look underneath it. See, somebody's replaced it with it's like a 4-branch long system.
Right.
But the original manifold should finish around about there, then you should have a join with the cat. Somebody's decided to chop the wiring, clean off the HKS sensor there, the upstream one.
Which explains why the mill light's on, right?
This is why your mill light's on, yeah. Somebody spent a lot of money on it. It's everything's been powder coated.
Yeah, on the rear suspension and such like.
A lot of new parts fitted.
So we're going to be replacing the exhaust manifold then. So what are we replacing it with? An OEM one, right?
Yeah, the OEM one's over here. All the bolts were broken as usual. But obviously it's pretty rusty and grotty. So we're going to vapor blast it and paint it. A little bit better.
Yeah, damn sight better than what it was.
Yeah, well, it's a manifold, so it's quite corroded anyhow, but also running quite a fine media in here, which is more set up for aluminium.
How the hell does vapor blasting work anyway?
It's a media grit. We've got a couple of different grits there. It runs with water as well. It's less aggressive than dry blasting, and you can achieve a much nicer finish. Like if you see that's been quickly blasted.
So this is a bike engine that we're working.
This is your bike engine. Another one of Dad's projects. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Carburetor's very good at being, again, only been quickly blasted, but it's almost impossible to clean. They start off like that and end up something like that.
What's the next step from this then?
We'll dry it off, then we'll paint it. We'll let it dry overnight and we'll stick it on tomorrow. But it looks a lot better than it did. So trying to break the heater out.
Morning everybody, welcome back to the Brooks Restorations Workshop. As you can hear, we're still working away on the Honda Civic Type R. Today it's exhaust manifold and sports cat time. So we're replacing the 421 system that's on the car with an OEM part, which of course we had blasted and painted yesterday. It's now dried and ready to go on. And we're also putting a sports cat back on the car as well, which hopefully will alleviate some of the noise. After that, we'll do a comparison of the noise before we change the system and then after we changed it, just to give you guys an idea of how different it sounds. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll make a difference. Let's see how Big Neil's getting on, shall we, and get these parts on the car.
Oh, somebody's glued it together, didn't it?
So here we've got a side-by-side comparison of the old system versus the new system. Old system on the right, new system on the left. Obviously you can see the 421, it's all conjoined together, whereas the new one you've got the manifold, and then we've got the TEGIWA sports cat which is going to go on it. This part has now all been painted, the exhaust manifold, so this is the one that Dad was vapor blasting yesterday and painted overnight. It's now been dried.
Glue the gasket on with black shit. Not going over any speed bumps, more than drag.
All right, so now the OEM exhaust manifold and the sports cat are fitted, it's a good idea to check the noise levels and see how different they are. Yesterday though, I filmed one with the original setup that we had on the Civic Type R, so here is how it sounded. So as you can see, quite noisy there, 106.9 decibels it peaked at. So let's see whether the changes we've made have made a significant difference. I'd say that sounds a bit quieter, don't you?
Is it quieter?
Yeah, 7 decibels.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
Yeah.
Does it bring it under your noise limit for track notes?
With a bit of luck. All right, so there we go, 7 decibels quieter by changing the exhaust manifold to an OEM part and putting a sports cat on the car. So that's a huge difference for not too much money. It was about 400 quid probably all in to buy the sports cat, to buy all the gaskets, and of course to buy the second-hand OEM exhaust manifold. So I'm pretty happy with that as a result. I'm probably going to have to fit another catback exhaust system just because the one we've got on there is hanging about 3 inches too low, but that's a problem for another day. But nonetheless, a good start for the Type R. It's literally 0 degrees outside and I've just seen a brass monkey crying its eyes out, put it that way. Over my shoulder, you'll notice that there's a big cardboard box. That's a new exhaust system that we're going to be fitting to the EP3 today. The exhaust system was sitting about 3 inches too low, so every time I went over a sleeping policeman, I was catching the exhaust on the bump. Basically, it was a custom-made exhaust system for the DECAT and the 421 manifold, so hopefully this HKS catback system will fit a little bit better. But anyway, let's get over to see Dad and see what the crack is. As is generally always the case at Dad's, we're playing musical cars this morning. You take the S-Max in, the S-Max out. See if we can get this in without scraping it on the ramp. Oh, I think we've just about managed it. All right, so I'll show you under the car and show you what the problem is. So as you can see, this is the exhaust. This is the new sports cat that we fitted. And you can see quite a sizable gap underneath the car basically, which is causing this to scrape. This is the low point, which is where the sports cat comes off, and you can see that's where the big gap is. So I guess we'll see what happens when we fit this new one. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a world of difference already, doesn't it? How was it, old man? Easy enough?
Yeah, a bit of jiggling. Not too bad though. It's only the fact that the drain pipe that equates to an exhaust that comes out the back of it. Just trying to make a bit of clearance. It's more like a soil pipe for your toilet.
Just to give you an idea of the difference, this is the old back box and silencer. I mean, that's a 3-finger all day long. This one though, check that out. I mean, if it wasn't for the baffle in there. Whoa. So we've now fitted the exhaust system to the car. The good news is it fits a lot better, but let's do a noise comparison, shall we, and see what's what. It is, yeah. Much quieter. Thank God for that. All right, so the Civic Type R is pretty much there. We've done everything we need to do in the workshop. We've got a couple of bits though that are left over. We need to get the wheels refurbed, stick some new rubber on the car, and of course get it cleaned and detailed as well. The next time you see us will be when we take the EP3 out on the road or the track. So I hope you look forward to that, and I really hope that you've enjoyed this episode. And of course, if you have, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Anyway, we'll see you again very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.